Hi, it's Robin. Sometimes I get accused of favoring Commodore computers too much on my channel, so I thought I'd try something different today. Goodbye, Commodore Max. Oh, they keep appearing. Goodbye, Commodore 64 Silver Label. 1351 mouse. Okay, make way for the Timex Sinclair 2068 personal color computer. You can see that Mom is really entranced by it. Dad looking over the shoulder, daughter smiling. And down here, simple, versatile, affordable technology, 72K onboard memory, one-touch keyword entry, brilliant color and sound, word processing capability with optional TS2040 printer, 80-column format with optional high-resolution monitor, intermixed text and graphics, low-cost direct connect peripherals. Timex command cartridges provide up to 56K of instant program power. It's like a sticker they put on after the fact to try and sell this thing. Here on the side of the box, nothing so smart was ever so simple. That's quite a claim. On the ends, for education, home management, business, entertainment. And on this side is the hookup diagram. If you're ever wondering how to hook up, 2 monitors facing away from the computer, a cassette deck with 7 buttons, and a power outlet lying on this endless blank plane that all this equipment is installed on. Kind of like over here. And on the back of the box, nothing so smart was ever so simple. We've heard that before. With the Timex Sinclair 2068, you can educate and entertain the entire family with a powerful computer that gives you brilliant color and 4 channels of sound. With 72K onboard memory, one-touch keyword entry, and a typewriter-style keyboard. Well, we'll see that soon. You can intermix text, charts, and graphs, plus handle word processing and spreadsheet applications. Choose from dozens of software programs for education, home management, business, and entertainment. Timex command cartridges contain up to 56K additional ROM memory. Add a cassette recorder for high speed, 1200 baud, access to program and data, a modem to access data banks and telecommunications services, a 32-column dot matrix printer for hard copy text and graphics. The Timex Sinclair 2068 provides direct attachment for most joysticks. Optional accessories include a growing software library of instant load Timex command cartridges. There's the 32-column thermal printer, the TS2040, the TS2050 telecommunications modem, access to data bases, and some other great features. You can command a powerful computer with a single key. Makes it sound like there's only one key on the keyboard. You can do complex calculations, control the color and design of graphics, the pitch and duration of sound with one-touch keyword entry. If you make an error, the Timex Sinclair 2068 will tell you right away. You can expand your computer system to increase its capabilities and improve your skills. Word processing and graphic design capability give you one of the most versatile personal computers. With features like color and sound, the Timex Sinclair 2068 is a price-performance breakthrough. Add advanced peripherals and dozens of software programs to make it one of the most powerful personal computers at any price. So simple, so versatile, so affordable. The system comes supplied with the Timex Sinclair 2068 personal color computer, the power adapter, the instruction manual, the TV coaxial cable, the dual audio cable, 1 cassette, 3 software titles, warranty card, and the optional Timex service contract. And down here in the bottom corner, copyright 1983, the Timex Computer Corporation in Waterbury, Connecticut, made in Korea. Okay, and here is the computer itself, the Timex Sinclair 2068. So yes, this is Timex's 3rd computer and their final computer, because if you haven't heard of it before, well, that's because it didn't do very well. It was released in November 1983, a full year after the Commodore 64, and the USA was its primary market, but also here in Canada, apparently Argentina, Portugal, and Poland. So my first computer ever was the Timex Sinclair 1000, and I've done a couple videos showing that computer. And then Timex released the 1500, and then this one, the 2068. And all of them were done in partnership with Sinclair, who made the ZX81. That's what became the Timex Sinclair 1000. And then the 2068 is closely modeled after the ZX Spectrum computer that was so famous and popular in the UK and across parts of Europe. But for the North American market, it was far too little, too late. So we'll be looking at the keyboard in greater detail later, but as far as the other things go, here's the cartridge slot, lift to open, Timex command cartridge. So this flap lifts open. It only opens about that far. So I'll tilt it. And you can plug a cartridge in there, and in that sense, it's a lot like the TI-99 with the cartridge slot from the front and kind of this runway. This is a bit more of like a secret hatch, though. Here on the left side is the power switch. That's a big improvement over the Timex Sinclair 1000, which didn't even have one. As soon as you plugged in the power, it turned on. And it has one 9-pin joystick on the left side, and another one, that's all there is, on the right side. So that is just like the Commodore Max we were looking at, where they have one joystick port on each side. And apparently those are Atari Commodore compatible joystick ports. Not that I have any software for this thing to use it. And the back panel is really simple. We've got a TV RF output, the power jack, microphone and ear sockets that run to a cassette deck if you have one, and a port labeled monitor. That's a composite video output. And over here, behind this little door, is an expansion port. It's got a big edge connector in there. And for whatever reason, that's where you plug in the printer. As far as I know, no disk drive support, no bus. So very lacking compared to Commodore, Atari, Apple machines, which had a lot more expandability. And on the bottom is the tiniest channel select switch I've ever seen to go between channel 2 and 3. It is tiny. I think it's got a built-in speaker down here. That's promising. So it's got a Z80 processor in it, just like the ZX Spectrum. It's advertised as being a 72K machine, but really that means 48K of RAM and 24K of ROM. Marketing playing pretty dirty there. I suppose the Commodore 64 could have called itself an 84K machine, since it has 64K of RAM and 20K of ROM, an extra 512 bytes of color RAM. So in some ways, this is better than the ZX Spectrum because it actually adds the joystick ports. It's got an AY3-8912 sound chip, which is a lot better than the Spectrum. This keyboard is possibly a little bit better. It's got the cartridge port, and it's got the improved ULA, that's like the graphics chip, and a somewhat improved BASIC. So you think this is a real winner. The ZX Spectrum is so popular, you think this is even better. But all those additions killed software compatibility. It's hardly compatible at all with the ZX Spectrum for software. So this was launched late 1983 into a market with extremely established computers from Atari, Apple. Even the Commodore 64 was a year old and started gaining a lot of momentum. So you can, well, I'm sure that's a top reason for its failure. Okay, so we'll just plug in the power here, which is, 15 volts DC. I'm sure it's regulated. It's probably 12 volts or something. And we'll plug in the monitor output for the composite video. Okay, so we'll try powering it up here. Power switch on the left side. Okay, 1982 Sinclair Research and 1983 Timex Computer Corp. Press enter. Okay, and here we are at the cursor. K for keyword. So I'm quite new to this machine, and unfortunately I don't have any cartridges for it. I don't have any software on tape, although perhaps something could be rigged up through that tape input. Okay, so I thought I'd try and program something today. Now, this keyboard is quirky. if you watch me try to program on the Timex Sinclair 1000, this takes it up even another level with even extra keys, extra functions. It really is something trying to learn how to use this keyboard. So I thought I'd look for a book about this system, and on the excellent archive.org I found this book called The Timex Sinclair 2068 Beginner/Intermediate Guide by Fred Blechman, published by Sams in 1983. Mr. Blechman was a former Navy carrier-based fighter pilot who got into ham radio and electronics, and as many with those hobbies did, then got into personal computers very early. He passed away in 2007, aged 80, thanks to Jason Compton for doing the research on that. But I thought we'd look through Mr. Blechman's book, in particular, Chapter 2, Learning the Timex Sinclair 2068 Keyboard. And I thought we could learn this together. So this is starting on page 27. So let's get reading. Introduction. If you own a Timex Sinclair 1000 or 1500 or Sinclair ZX81, you know how puzzling the keyboard is until you get used to it. Many functions require 2 keys or a special sequence of keys. Well, the Timex Sinclair 2068 personal computer has a keyboard with 2 additional keys and about 50 more commands, statements, functions, and symbols. This extraordinary computer has color, sound, 4 voices, lowercase characters, 16 or 48K of RAM built in. As far as I know, a 16K machine never was released for this particular computer, plus banked memory switching and a cartridge slot for even more. High resolution and ultra high resolution graphics and flashing characters, just to name some of the additional features. If you like the Timex Sinclair 1000, 1500, ZX81, you'll absolutely love the 2068 once you figure out the keyboard. Okay, Figure 2.1 shows the Timex Sinclair 2068 series keyboard, or you can just look here. The keys push down like a regular typewriter. I'm not so sure about that. And are the same keys used on the Brother EP20 personal electronic typewriter. Hey, that's a pet. So most keys have 3 legends on them. So we'll look here at P. So it's got the P, it's got the keyword print, and it's got this black area with quotation marks in them in inverse, plus additional legends on the keyboard surface above and below. There are also additional color legends, blue, red, magenta, green, cyan, yellow, and white, above 8 keys on the top row. The result is a great mystery to the uninitiated, but is really very simple for those in the know. With the practice you can get from this chapter, you'll have the keyboard under your control. However, using the keyboard is really a lot simpler than explaining how to use it, so this chapter appears more complex than it really is. Okay, now that keyboard really is a wonder. There it is close up for a moment. I use a sample program listing 2.1 as a training device to familiarize you with the keyboard. This program does not come even close to using all the keyboard legends, and it won't teach you how to program, but it does use most of the combinations you'll run into when you enter your own programs. The keystrokes to enter this program into a Timex Sinclair 2068 will be detailed, but you'll end up being able to determine the square root of a number with color and sound illustrating some of the programming potential. As an added bonus, I'll explain what each line in the program does, so you'll learn a little TS 2068 basic programming as well. By the way, I read, I don't know if it's true, but originally this computer was going to be called the Timex Sinclair 2048, and somebody misspoke. Maybe they're saying 20, thinking of the popular VIC-20, and the 64, I don't know. Instead of 2048, they said 2068. Apparently the boss guy said, I like that better, make it the 2068. Probably sounds a bit better than the Commodore 64. Okay, so the cursor is a single blinking character found on your screen at the location of your next entry, usually somewhere along the bottom 2 screen lines. The TS2068 has 6 different cursors to tell you the computer mode. The K cursor, and that's what we have here, tells you a keyword is expected next. A keyword is a word or abbreviation printed on, above, or below most keys. The L cursor tells you that a character or symbol is expected next. These will be capital letters if you hold either of the two caps shift keys down, right here, or various keywords printed within the black areas of keys, like here, if you hold the black symbol shift key down. So you see there's keywords here, like the G has ABS, probably absolute value, go to, then, and sound all on one key. It's one key entry. The C cursor tells you the computer is in the caps lock mode. You get there by holding down either of the two caps shift keys and pressing the number 2 key, caps lock, once. Okay, so what's that here? Shift and caps lock. Well, that didn't seem to work. I guess that's because I'm in the K mode. The E cursor indicates the next entry will be the legend printed above the keys, unshifted, right here, tan, or below the keys, symbol shifted, which would be arctangent, ATN. The G cursor tells you the computer is in the graphics mode, caps, shift, and 9 key together. Up here, there's graphics. To access the square graphic symbols on keys 1 through 8. There they are. Pretty paltry next to Petsky, just having 8 characters, but that's what they got. The question cursor will appear whenever you make an error in a program line entry or when editing a line and you press the Enter key. The question cursor pops in right where the error is. The line will not be accepted into the program until this error is eliminated or the line deleted. Whew, strict. Okay, next section, the Devious DELETE Key. Confused? Sure you are. But things will become clearer as we enter the program. Before we go any further, however, you should know how to delete keyboard entry errors. Normally, if you are within a line being entered at the bottom of the screen, this is easy. Just hold down either caps shift key and press the 0 key in the upper right-hand corner of the keyboard. So there's no dedicated delete. You have to hold down shift to be able to delete. But actually, I can't even do that right now because if I do it, the word delete appears. We'll get to that. Every key press of the 0 will backspace the cursor. So it's actually the 0 key that you shift to get delete. Every key press of the 0 will backspace the cursor, erasing a character or complete keyword. However, the delete function works 2 ways. If the L cursor or C cursor is active, delete will backspace, erasing the character or keyword to the left. I wish I could be demonstrating this to you, but it's too confusing because it won't do what it's saying yet. But if there's a K cursor on the screen, then the keyword delete appears when you press caps, shift, and 0. Yeah, so here's K. I try to delete, and the word delete appears. This is just fine if you intend to delete a block of program lines. That's what the delete command discussed in Chapter 4 is really for. However, if you are using the delete function for line editing of line numbers or a colon on a multi-statement line, then you've got to outsmart the delete command. You do this by pressing and holding down both the caps shift and 0 key until an auto repeat function takes over. The word delete will disappear and you'll be back in the backspace mode again. Also, you must get familiar with the 3 shift keys on the Timex Sinclair 2068. The 2 caps shift keys here and here are used to access the legends directly above the top row of keys up here. So that's these like cursor controls. There's no dedicated cursor controls. You have to shift for all of them. And to specify uppercase capital letters. The symbol shift key, this one here, is used to access the keywords and symbols within the black area of the keys, these black spots here. When either of the caps shift key and the symbol shift key are pressed at the same time, the E cursor is generated. Okay, let's do that. There, it changed to an E. And the next keystroke is the function above the keys. Or if the symbol shift key is also held down, the function shown below the keys. Although this all seems incredibly complicated, it's surprising how quickly you'll get used to it with some practice. Okay, so if we want the tab command, we're in that E cursor. So if we just press this again, it should say tab. It does. And then cap shift delete, that worked. And then if I press again, cap shift and symbol shift together, there's our E cursor. And then if I hold down shift again and press where it got tab last time, it should give us reset. There it is. And then backspace. Hey, we can do this. Okay, finally, we're going to enter this little square root program. Let's enter the square root program into the TS2068. Get the computer up and running following the instructions in Chapter 1 of the user manual. Your video screen should only have the Sinclair and Timex copyright messages on the two bottom TV screen lines. Okay, well, we already cleared that. Follow me as we enter the program line by line and keystroke by keystroke. Line 10, press the 1 key, then the 0 key. Notice how the K cursor appears and moves to the right with each keystroke. Now press the letter O key, which has the word poke on it. There it is. O. Look at that. We're flying along. This keyword now appears on the screen with a space both before and after it. And the cursor changes to an L since letters or numbers, that's the L cursor, since letters or numbers usually follow a keyword. Now press the 2 key, then the 3, the 6, and the 0, and the 9 keys. 23609, hey, we're poking. As you press each key, the number appears on the screen and the cursor moves to the right. Next, you need to enter a comma. If you check the N key, you'll find a comma in the black area. The N key, yes, there's the little comma. Can barely make out that has a tail on it. Now you have to hold down the symbol shift key and press the N key, and the comma magically appears on the screen. Now press 1, 0, 0 in sequence, and you have the first part of line 10. What does poke 23609-100 do? On the Timex Sinclair 2068 provides a short audio tone when you press a key. Want to prove it? Do I really want to do this? I hope I know how to turn it off. Hit the enter key, and line 10, which is all you've entered so far, will appear at the top of the screen. There it is. Now press the R key and the word run will appear at the lower left corner of your display. Press the enter key and you have run a program, albeit a rather short one. What did this program do? It entered the poke into the computer memory, and from now on when you press a key, it will beep when the computer acknowledges receiving it. Continuing line 10, look at the screen, blank except for 0 OK, 10:1 at the bottom. That means no errors, program OK. And the last statement executed was the first statement in line 10. That's called a report, and the TS2068 gives very meaningful reports. Now what? Well, you should continue line 10, since there's more to enter. Since line 10 was the last line entered or executed, it is the current line, and you can edit it by simply holding down a caps shift key and pressing 1, which has the word edit above it. Oh, yeah, now it does beep. Line 10 appears at the bottom of the screen with a blinking K cursor following the line number. Since you want to add more characters at the end of the line, you must move the cursor to the end of the line. You do this by holding down a caps shift key and pressing the 8 key, which has a right arrow above it. Oh yeah, that's a nice beep there. The K cursor changes to an L cursor and moves to the right. Did I miss that? Oh yeah, there. No, the K cursor changes to an L cursor. Looks like a C cursor to me. And moves to the right as you press the 8 key. Hear the beep? Yes. Also, notice how the cursor jumps over the whole word poke since it is a keyword. Move the cursor back and forth along the line with the left arrow 5 over here. Okay, so we have to hold down shift and we can cursor around. That's a C, not a L cursor. Remember to hold down a caps shift key. Finally, move the L cursor to the right end of the line, okay? Press the symbol shift and Z key and you'll get a colon. There it is. You know what? I don't want this to beep all video. So there, I'd use delete 0. I hope that poking 0 in there will turn back off. Oh, no. Run doesn't, you gotta type just R. Enter. Edit. There we go. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to leave that as 0. Now continuing on, symbol shift, colon. This tells the computer you want another statement on that line. The cursor, knowing that a keyword must be next, has changed to a K. How's that for smart? Now press the L key for let, okay? Let. Then the P key. That's a small p, lowercase, don't worry about it. This is a variable, and the TS2068 does not distinguish between uppercase and lowercase variables. Now press symbol shift and L for the equals sign. Okay, P equals. Then the 7 key. Now symbol shift and Z for the colon. Well, that didn't work. Backspace. Symbol shift and Z. There's the colon. Symbol shift L for let, followed by I. Well, that didn't work. Symbol shift. No, symbol shift. I think that's a mistake. Yeah, it should just be L for let, followed by I. Symbol shift. I guess it's nice that they put the equals key on the L key, since you have to use it with let so much. Then 0, and then again, shift, symbol shift, Z for the colon, L for let, B, symbol shift equals 7. Then press enter. Woo! All that for one line seems tough at first. Let's summarize by using some simple notation. C shift will mean caps shift. S shift will mean symbol shift. We'll use commas to separate keystrokes. Line 10 using this notation would be as follows. 1002360 S shift N 100 S shift Z LP S shift. Okay, I don't have to read all that. We've typed it in. You've entered 4 statements on one line, which incidentally is something that would take 4 program lines on a Timex Sinclair ZX81. Yeah. You have poked for keyboard feedback and set variables P, I, and B to initial values. Line 20. Okay, press 2, 0. Good. Now we get into the use of the E cursor. Hold down both a C shift and S shift, okay? And the K cursor changes to an E cursor for one keystroke only. Every time you want an E cursor, you must press both shift keys. If you get an E cursor by mistake, press both shift keys again. It will toggle back to whatever cursor it was. Now you have the E cursor blinking at you, and you want the word paper, which is printed below the C key. There it is. Below means the S shift key is needed. Okay, and press C. Oh yeah, that worked. I thought it told us to use the C shift key. Maybe you can use either. Okay, so we got our paper. Now press P. Paper P. Here are the rest of the keystrokes for line 20. S shift Z. C shift what? C shift S shift. Okay, so we get an E cursor. S shift X. Ink. I. S shift Z. B. Border. B. Enter. This line establishes the initial colors for the paper, user screen area, ink, printing, and border outside user screen area with the values from line 10. As shown on the keyboard, 0 is black, 7 is white. Note that the legend on the B key says border, but the actual keyword is border. Oh yeah, it doesn't have the ER on it. Okay. Yeah, like what? They didn't have room for 6 characters? Oh yeah, and there's return that got shortened to 5 too. It looks like they got room for it though. And there's a 6 character word, or not 7 for restore. Oh well. Okay, line 30. This line will print a flashing prompt on the screen when the program is run. Okay, let's just try and do this. The prompt is in inverse video. Start with 3-0, C-shift, S-shift for the E cursor, S-shift, V. Okay, flash, 1, S-shift, Z. I really wish they would also, okay, it was a colon. I wish they would also show the actual line, the actual basic code. P, S shift, P, print, quote. And now we have a C cursor. Now you need to get into inverse video. Look above key 4. It says inv video. There it is. Hold down the C shift key. Press 4, and now you're in inverse video, even though nothing seems to have happened. To get back to true video, you'll use C-shift 3 later, true video. Okay, here's the rest of line 10. Oh man, C-shift P, okay, O, S, I, T, I, V, E, space, C-shift, N, U, M, B, E, R, C-shift 3, back to true video, S-shift P, S-shift O, that's a semicolon, S-shift Z, that's actual colon, C-shift, symbol shift, E cursor, V, oh no, S-shift V, flash, 0, enter. Line 40. This allows you, when the program is running, to enter any positive number from the keyboard. Nothing is really new here. The keystrokes are 40, I is input, A, S-shift Z is a colon, P, print, A. Okay, well there, that one was easy. Line 50. This line lets you end the program by entering 0 or negative number. The funny left arrowhead equals sign means less than or equal to. The keystrokes are 50, U, A, S-shift, Q. Oh yeah, less than or equal to. 0, symbol shift, G, G, then go to 0, 0, enter. All right. Line 60. This line does the calculation of the square root. Line 60, okay, L, let, X, symbol shift, L, C shift, S shift, okay, into E mode, H, square root of A, enter. Oh, no brackets or parentheses needed there. Note that the E cursor is used to access SQR above the H key, but not shifted since it's above the key. Right. Line 70. This line prints the value of the square root and uses the graphic square that appears on the 8 key. The keystrokes for the beginning of the line are straightforward. 70, P, C shift, S shift, P tab, 2, S shift, O, semicolon, S shift P. The quote. But how do you get the graphic square on key 8? That square right there. The graphic blocks shown on keys 1 through 8 are obtained in the graphics G cursor mode. The black part of the graphic symbol is ink in the caps shift graphic mode. Therefore, to get a solid block, we must use the 8 key with the S shift in the G cursor mode. Without the shift key, we would get the inverse, a blank space. Confusing, isn't it? Actually, it appears somewhat Timex goofed and inverted the graphic symbols on the keys, since you would expect them to represent the normal black ink on white paper. This could be changed in later production runs. The word graphics is above the 9 key, so hold down the C-Shift key and press 9. There, got a G cursor. The G cursor appears. Now hold down the S-Shift and press the 8 key. And there's the solid block. But now you need to leave the graphics mode. Hold down C-Shift and press 9. The cursor returns to an L, or in our case a C. Here's the rest of the line. Space, C-Shift, S, Q, U. It's like that's supposed to be a capital letter, but it's not appearing as a capital letter. Okay, square, space, C-Shift, R, O-O-T, square root, space, C-Shift, 9. Back into graphics mode. S-Shift 8. There's that square again. C-Shift 9. Graphics mode is back off. Space. Symbol Shift L. For an equal symbol. Spaced. Symbol Shift P for a closed quote. Symbol Shift O. X. Enter. Whew. 80. This prints a dotted line across the screen, then a blank line, the keystrokes. 80. P, symbol shift P, symbol shift J, 32 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Note, with the TS2068, you can hold down any key and it will repeat after a short delay. Try doing this to enter the 32 dashes. Yeah, but how are you supposed to count them if you just use repeat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because there's different interference patterns on the screen every time I hold. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Oh, of course, because the screen is 32 characters wide. Okay. Well, I guess he could have told us that. Okay. Symbol Shift P for a close quote. Symbol Shift Z, that's a colon. And a P for print on its own. Enter. Line 100. What happened to line 90? There isn't any. You don't need to use all line numbers or place any special interval between them. Modular programming uses numbers in blocks. Hey, we're doing modular programming. In this case, lines 10 through 80 have really executed the whole program. Now the program will change the colors and do everything again. On a black and white TV, different colors will appear as different shades of gray. This program line decrements, decreases the value of variable P by 1, and checks to see if it has gone below 0. If it has, it is reset to 7. Okay, so here we go. Line 100. L, let, P, symbol shift L is equals, let P equal P, symbol shift J, minus, well, the minus key is on J, of course. 1, symbol shift Z. Okay, so we decremented P. U, if P, symbol shift R, 0. P is less than 0. Symbol shift G. Then, oh, I lost my place. Symbol shift, okay. U is if P is less than 0. Symbol shift G is then let P, symbol shift L, equals 7. Okay, so decrement P, and if it's less than 0, then let P equal 7. I really wish the text would have the actual code on the screen as well, not just the symbolic, what to type, but what you're trying to do too. Lines 110 and 120. These lines do the same sort of thing for variables I and B. The combination of lines 100 through 120 changes the paper, ink, and border For each square root calculation, the keystrokes are so similar to line 100 that it's not necessary to repeat them. Oh, okay, so I guess I have to go look at the actual program here. We're on our own for line 110 and 120. Okay, here we go. Let's try and do this. We're big boy. I'm a big boy. Line 110. Let I equal I, symbol shift, plus, last time it was decrement, 1, symbol shift, colon, if I, where was that greater than symbol? Oh, there. If I is greater than 7, then let I equal 0. Oh, okay, line 120. Let B equal B minus 1, colon, if B is less than 0, then let B equal 7. Okay, we're done line 120. On to 130. 130, this line produces a two-tone sound at the end of the calculation, and before the colors change, keystrokes are C shift, S shift. Okay, so into E mode, symbol shift Z. Beep, symbol shift M. Beep, point 2, symbol shift N, that's a comma, 0, symbol shift Z. C symbol shift, what? Wait, okay, it's another B, symbol shift M, beep, point, it's the same again, 2, symbol shift N, 7, symbol shift Z, go to 2, 0, enter. Okay, line 200, this line returns the colors to normal, paper white, ink black, border white, before ending the program. You should be able to enter this by now without individual keystroke notation. Okay, so line 200, paper. Where is that paper? This is the thing, until you have this memorized, that paper was around here somewhere. Well, there it is, paper. So we gotta go into that E mode and shift. Yeah, so I guess either cap shift or symbol shift will get you the command on the bottom. Okay, finally, paper 7, colon, ink 0, border. Oh yeah, borders is a first class command, unlike paper. Border 7, return. And line 210, this line ends the program by printing end in graphic characters on the last user screen line. The only tricky part here is that the same graphic symbol, key 6, is used both before and after the word end, but if you look close, you'll see that they are the reverse of each other. This is done by using the S shift with the 6 key before the word end and without the shift key after the end. Type and enter this line for your final exam. The symbol shift. Okay, so those are the reverse of each other. Use the symbol shift before. Okay, here we go. 210, print. Now, where is that at word? It's on here somewhere, right? Print at. Oh, there it is. Print at. There's like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is that? Like 200 different things there on that keyboard. And you have to know where each one of them is. I mean, some of it's easy, but okay. Print at 21, and there's that comma. Yeah. Hold down symbol shift. Okay. comma 10, semicolon. Print at 21, comma 10, semicolon. Symbol shift, get that quote. Okay, we have to symbol shift. I have to put in graphics mode first. I guess so, eh? There's the graphics. And then I have to get those symbol shift. 1, 2, 3, space, END, space, and then not shifted. And then I guess we've got to turn graphics mode back off. And symbol shift. There, my final exam. Did I pass? Enter. Okay, there's the whole program. Oh, it's longer than a screen worth now. Once you've entered the entire program, run it and watch the screen colors change with each calculation. Some of the paper and ink combinations are not ideal, but at least the program is relatively simple. Okay, let's try it. Run. Positive number. Okay, let's put in 5. Enter. Boop, boop. Okay, the square root of that is 2.236068. Okay, square root, here's a nice one, 100. Boop, boop. Square root of 10. Let's try a bigger number. That is really ugly. What is going wrong? Square root 7, I can't really read that. Why is it crawling like that? Is it something about how it makes the video? Is this like Apple II video? I don't know if it looks as bad on the capture, but this is terrible. Looks okay at the bottom there, but that is illegible. This was totally worth typing in. Oh, there. That's... yeah, it is just crawling. Okay, though that looks better, like white on black looks okay. Okay, so let's try and we'll put 0 in. Let's see if that lets us exit. Okay. There we go. Okay, you can keep entering numbers all day long until you exceed the limits of the computer, which is greater than 10 to the 38th power, or enter 0 or negative number, in which case program line 50 picks this up and routes the program to end. If you wish to interrupt the program, break will not work, since the input statement in line 40 is flashing an L cursor waiting for your entry. The break key only makes spaces when a numerical L prompt is on the screen. You can, however, press the symbol shift and A keys for stop. Okay. Well, fortunately, we don't need to try and debug, but what if you find an error? Okay, just for a bit of completeness, here's the list is on the K command. You can list the program, scroll it, and if you want to edit a line, you can hold down Cap Shift and the edit key. And now we're editing line 10. And we can cursor around, and you can actually just hop up a line here around. Oh, cursor down, line 10. Oh, come on, doesn't it go to line 20? I thought you could. Maybe that's only on the TI that you can jump from line to line. When I press edit, if I press cursor down twice and then press edit, I'm on line 60. If I press it 3 more times, I don't really see. Oh, there's a little greater than symbol next to the line number. I finally see that. So you see next to it says 100, there's a little greater than symbol before the instruction let. If I press cursor down, that little greater than symbol or arrow will move. And now I can press edit. I'll be editing line 120. There. And line 120 appears at the bottom. Okay, well, that's better than a kick in the head. Okay, how do I get out of edit mode? I guess I just can hit break. Just hit enter. Okay, so I want to try to do one more thing with my newfound knowledge here. Where is the new command? Oh, there it is. New. Enter. I don't really think, you think of all the commands that you want to be kind of hidden and hard to get at, new is one of them. And you don't really want it as the opposite. It's got new and stop. on the same key. So you try to stop your program, you accidentally knew it. Okay, and the last thing we're going to do is just try to make the famous 10 print program here. Line 10, which I'm pretty amazed that we got that in. Oh yeah, I want to show you this. So you go 10 print, right? And say you want to delete that, so you press Shift, Delete, okay? But say you want to delete line 10, you want to do like line 20 or something. Watch this. Hold Shift and press Delete. The word delete appears instead. So the trick for that is to just hold down Shift and keep holding Delete. There. And then it erases it after a while. Anyway, okay, so 10, print, go into that E mode, and there's character string. And it seems you don't actually have to put parentheses around things. Well, I think I will just make it clear. Symbol shift, opening, parenthesis, 47 is the character symbol of the left slash. And then we will symbol add. And then the offset to the backslash. This is again thanks to Merrick Jenkins for helping me figure this out quite a while ago. And we've used this on a few platforms now. Plus 45. And then we're going to multiply that. Symbol shift down here is a multiply times, we want to go into that E mode again, integer. And again, put these parentheses might not be necessary, but I'm putting them in there anyway. Okay, here's the weird one. Random E mode RND. That just returns a value from 0 to 1. And again, some of these functions don't actually require the brackets after. So, but to make it a number from 0 up to 1.999 or whatever, we got to multiply it by 2. It's going to return a float from 0 up to, but not including 2. But then that integer function before it will then chop that down to a 0 or a 1, which will then be multiplied by that 45. And we'll just do another. So basically everything within that clause, within those brackets, it's either going to be 47 or 47 plus 45, which is 92. Okay, and we start to print, and then now we need that semicolon, and we need a colon, and now we're going to go to. It's amusing how on the key it says go to is one word, but it insists on printing out go space to. Wait, but check out here, if I want to delete, say this was an error, or in keyboard command, there's that stupid delete again. So if I want to get rid of that, I have to press and hold. But you have to have like video game type timing. I deleted more characters than I wanted to because of that auto repeat. So here now I have to type that in again. Anyway, that whole delete thing, that's terrible. And I think the ZX Spectrum didn't do that. This delete command was Timex's brilliant idea. Oh, we really need a command to delete lines. Let's put it on the delete key. Anyway. Okay, go to 10. Okay, there. I think we made a one-line 10 print. Let's see if it works. Run, enter. There we go. And it's just as bad as it was on the other systems we've been trying that on lately, with those huge gaps between each line. Oh well. I guess Commodores are better at some things, even if they don't have one key command entry. Oh yeah, it asks if you want to scroll. N for no. It does an automatic break. There's a program. Okay, that was preposterous. Or I mean, educational. I hope you learned something. I certainly did. It's that I'm glad I bought a Commodore 64 and not a Timex Sinclair 2068. Hey, thank you very much to my patrons for their support. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.
have the